the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.
How's everybody feeling?
Lovely.
Lovely? Another lovely Thursday?
Thursday.
Oh, no, wait. We're pretending it's Friday, right? Because this is happening live.
Did we just start?
Live. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it began.
What?
We're in. It's happening. It's happening right now.
Oh, God.
Wasn't ready.
I was,
It actually doesn't have to stop. That's the great thing is you guys can literally tell me when it begins.
I can't hear out of my right ear.
You can't? What's going on with
No,
this?
it's me. It's not me. It's you. Wait. Flip that.
Flip that. Reverse it.
I think it's this. I think we've got...
Oh, the cable connection?
Yeah. I wonder if there is such a thing. No,
Yes.
No.
Yes, Noel?
bear with me here.
Roar. That's me bearing with you.
You're a snazzy bear. Oh, yeah. If there was a cord on headphones that was so long
Yes.
that it did not require an extension,
Yes.
because that's what I tend to have to
Yeah.
to Jimmy
What's interesting...
with my finger.
Jimmy? Jimmy!
Jimmy!
Fix his headphones. Yeah. Jimmy?
We need a Jimmy.
We actually, that from now on, if there is an audio problem or anything, we're just going to
ask for Jimmy.
Ask for Jimmy.
Should we have Jimmy work on that air problem?
We should have him work on the air problem.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring the audience up to speed on what's going on with the air problem?
Jacob wore pants today. Now,
And you know I'm not supposed to do that.
I've just got to say, you did, and that's on you.
That was very Goldblum. You're like, you did.
Would you like a lozenge? I have a lozenge. No, you wore pants.
I did.
That's on you. You know, you could have come into here pantless, and then you'd be fine.
On behalf of myself and all of HR, I apologize.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. And so you're warm, very warm, hot even.
Hot.
Burning up.
I'm going to, by the end of this show, I will be a sweaty mess.
Yeah.
I'm already getting there.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually even finding it warm.
And we vary between you and I. We're about a 7-degree difference.
7 degree,
I think 7 degrees. Yeah. I would say once it's like and when I'm hot, you about 7 degrees later will be like it's hot.
It's getting hot.
Yeah. I think that's about it.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think that's where our tolerance levels lie.
Absolutely. It has nothing to do with that. It's literally history. It's biology.
It's
just
biology.
who we are as people.
That's right.
Right. So
But I will continue to blame your pants.
okay. But it's the problem is our heating in the place is broken and it's just going up.
Is broken.
It's broken and it's going up, and we've called the building. We said, hey, can you send someone? But we're recording the show right now, and so we had to lock the door. So if somebody's going to come by and do something about it, they're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait, and everybody just cooks. Yeah. We're just going to keep cooking.
Although Ronnie did say that probably they're going to go to the roof.
Oh, okay, so we'll go to the roof.
So hopefully we'll be okay. Hopefully they'll handle it without us ever needing to even know.
Okay. I thought maybe because it's a Thanksgiving season that getting us all cooked like a turkey. Ooh. I don't know. Anyway.
We should baste you, baby.
You want to baste me? I got to get these pants off first.
That's what
Hi.
I've been saying since you got here.
No, full circle. Full circle. Are we recording on the camera, by the way?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. I didn't confirm it. I
Okay,
just hit
podcast
record.
starts now.
Oh, no,
What?
we got to keep all
What?
that.
Oh.
We got to keep all that stuff, right?
Okay.
All right. How's everybody doing this lovely day, this November day? It's nice and cool in the mornings, and during the day it warms up a little bit, but not too warm. It's kind of lovely every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it.
Yeah,
I mean,
me too.
I think may have said that already too many times in the podcast, but I can't say it enough.
You can't say it enough.
I love when it gets cold
Yeah,
in this city.
I do too.
Because this city was this is when you want to live here, is right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, this is the best time of
Because
year.
it's not so cold that you're dying from
Right.
freeze, but it's cold enough that there's a chill, there's a nip in the air.
Grab a sweater.
Yeah.
Maybe a hoodie.
You need a sweater, but that's enough.
That's it.
With that sweater, that's enough.
all you
and
need.
you can go out and you can.
That's enough.
Yes, you can feel the little bit of a chill, which is kind of biting and nice.
Yeah.
And then, but it's not overwhelming.
I love it.
This is it. And then the air's clear, and there's rain sometimes. It's just you can't beat it. People light fires.
Oh, that's my
But not
favorite.
the kind that go in the mountain.
No, not the ones where our forests are on fire, but
No.
like nice cozy
Controlled
fires. Controlled
fires in fireplaces.
Yeah,
And then they
yeah.
have that lovely smell of smoke, and you feel
Yeah.
like, oh, it's snowing, but it's not snowing.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. And fireplaces sometimes can be rare here in Southern California, right? They're kind of like they're only in certain certain structures.
They're what we like to do in California is pass laws. Mm-hmm. Lots of them, as many as we can possibly get away with.
All the laws.
Yeah. So a while ago, one of the laws we passed was no new fireplaces.
No new fireplaces.
Yeah.
No. Oh.
Yeah, they're blaming people lighting fires in California, which is almost never.
Yeah.
On the topic we talk about.
Oh,
they're saying the global warming is happening because Californians are lighting their fireplaces. And so it's a justification to stop giving people fireplaces, which, look, I don't know.
People need to read books more. They need to learn a little bit more before you pass a law.
I just don't think that's going to be the solution to the problem.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it's potentially bad. I mean, you look at what happened in Texas. We learn how fragile our electric grid can be from time to time, right? Yeah. Like the wrong tree hits the wrong wire, or the wrong fire goes off in the wrong place, and suddenly you've got
trouble.
Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who have no power.
Yeah.
And then those people might want to warm up, except if you don't have a fireplace.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
So
just saying.
We want more fireplaces.
Yes. But if you have an old house, and there's a lot of those here, then you can keep it.
And Noel
it's grandfathered in.
Noel has one of those.
Noel has a fireplace house.
He has a fireplace house. Historical. People pass by and they point and they go, Mom, is that the house with the fireplace?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's the fireplace house,
it's
Charlie.
The fireplace, Charlie. One day, you'll never have one.
One day, there'll be even less of them.
Less of them.
Because people will remodel their homes and destroy their fireplaces. Yes. But don't worry, we have natural gas.
How are you doing, Ronnie?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Should we dig into it?
Oh, we weren't talking about fireplaces this week?
No.
Okay.
I'm just letting it flow. So we started with it's hot in here.
Yeah, it's hot in here.
Jacob
so
needs
take
to take
off
his
all
pants.
your
Yes,
clothes.
we're cooking, and we went to fireplace. And actually, today's subject has nothing to do with any of those things at all.
So it's like a free extra topic for the audience.
Yeah, it's a bonus episode.
It's a bonus episode.
Would you guys describe us as mature? Mm-hmm. Would you say that we're a mature show, a mature host? But we're not a mature show.
I think there's nothing wrong with a good poo-poo joke every once in a while.
Yeah.
And and that we can talk about no pants.
Okay.
And still be considered mature.
So I think today's subject is going to be incredibly fascinating.
Okay.
And interesting. And it's going to take a lot of maturity to get through it.
Uh-oh. I mean, yeah. Okay. We can do this.
We can do it. I believe in us.
Okay.
How beavers could help protect water quality from climate change. Today, we are all about beavers. That's what we're talking about all day long.
Love
Are you in?
beavers.
I do too. I think they are so cute. And when I decided to do the subject, I didn't know how vast this topic is.
It's massive.
It's a massive. There's so much you can get into with beavers.
I mean, who doesn't love beavers?
Right? Agreed. I mean, their teeth, their big old fat tail. It's amazing. It's amazing.
So, and they build dams.
Yes. So
for those of you who thought we were talking about other things.
No, we are talking about the cute animal, and I think that we're going to be able to get through this entire topic today with minimal giggles. I think we can absolutely.
I am going to be thinking the whole time about Donald Duck's camping trip.
Yeah,
where there was the beaver who kept cutting off the water supply, so they couldn't enjoy the lake.
I remember
And then
that.
Donald had to keep blowing up the dam, and then he got into a fight with the beaver, and then the beaver took revenge, and ended up. Boy, did that beaver teach Donald Duck a lesson.
Yeah. I want to watch that.
It's a classic.
It's
a classic. It's true. It's how it really works.
Yeah.
Ducks and beavers have been natural enemies for a very long time.
Absolutely. There's this funny movie from the early 2000s with it's called Bandits, and it's Bruce Willis and the guy who played Sling Blade, very
Billy Bob Thornton.
Mm-hmm. It's the two of them. They play criminals. There's a scene in the movie where Billy Bob Thornton wakes up from a dream, like a nightmare, and they never explain it in the movie. And he just sits up quickly and he goes, "Beavers and ducks." And that's it. That's all. And it never comes up. It's never answered. And to this day, my wife and I still go, beavers and ducks.
Yeah, he was watching Donald Duck.
He was watching that
in his
cartoon.
mind. That was.
I'm
that
sure
was.
that's what happened.
That's what it is.
So this was an accidental thing. I came across this article, and then I didn't realize, because, I mean, I know what a beaver does, but I don't think I had any idea, one, how much they help the world. And two,
Oh, come on.
I didn't know.
Nothing's more helpful for the world than beavers.
I know, agreed. That's the thing is I think in a lot of ways, I didn't really understand how much beavers help the world go round.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
You're not going to get any argument from me.
One of the reasons that all of us are here
Yeah.
are beavers.
That's factually accurate.
Factually accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't argue with that, right?
That's an inarguable point.
So here's the article that I stumbled upon, and it's just going to go deeper and
Okay.
deeper. Ready?
How deep?
So deep.
Okay.
Beavers could help protect water quality and ecosystem health from the effects of climate change, new research suggests.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
In 2017, Christian Dewey, a then doctoral student, he's a doctor now. So,
Okay, so we're not talking about some schmuck.
no, this isn't
on
just
a
guy.
podcast.
This isn't Nolan Jacob are by his stream. This is a doctoral
Just
student.
talks out of his butt.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Like, he doesn't assume like we
No,
do on this show.
We do. We get fact checked every week.
Every week. You would not believe the letters we get. So we have bags of letters.
Bags.
And people,
Say,
and they
I
send
want a
it-
new bike.
Yeah, and they.
Don't forget the candy canes. Please put tinsel
Oh
on the
no!
tree
I've been
this year.
throwing all those away. Is that going to be problematic?
What? You didn't realize that you didn't get that memo? That we got that elf Popeye said, hey, can we use this as a forwarding address? You didn't get that?
I have been doing this show with you for so long, and you can still throw something out that I am not ready for, and it causes me to cry laughing, and it causes my nose to run, and I never recover. And this was one, because I said we've been getting so many letters, and you threw it back with people asking for a new bike. Okay. Christian Dewey.
Back to beavers.
Beavers. Okay. Then doctoral student focused on water and soil science. That was his study from Stanford University.
Oh, wow.
Set out to research shifting stream flows along the East River, a winding tributary of the Colorado River. Okay.
Nice.
So he had no plans of studying beavers. He got to this site.
No one plans to study beavers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know,
But everyone finds himself studying them at some point.
They do. That's what we're doing today. Is you don't know when it's going to happen, but eventually you're going to want to take a good look at beavers.
Yes.
Dewey had no plans to study beavers until the industrious rodents. I love that description, by the way. Industrious rodents.
You know what? That's true, though.
They are industrious.
That's exactly what they are. It's a really good description.
It is, and it makes me think of It makes me think that there would be like a really good animated film or something about like beavers and wearing like, construction hats and like going to work and
I'm totally
clocking
saying.
in.
I can't remember when I saw that. I feel like that's more Merry Melodies, but
Is
I feel
it?
like I've seen that. Beavers with
They
hard
need to
hats
bring it
and
back.
the tails. Yeah.
They need to bring it back because that would be great. So during the dry summer of 2018, a dam appeared across the main channel of the river, slowing the flow into a small pond. So he was like studying this regular stream, and then the beavers came in. And then he was like, this was the perfect time to capture some data.
Yeah.
So the beavers maintained the dam for 2 months until the water swept away the mud and branches. Okay. By carefully tracking the stream's flow and chemical composition, Dewey found the structure flooded the surrounding soil, allowing microbes to convert excess nitrogen into a harmless gas.
Wow.
Yeah, so rain and snowmelt have a similar effect, but nothing close to the benefits of beavers. Again, beavers win.
Well, that's something we've been saying since the beginning.
Since the beginning, and I mean, we usually say it off the air.
Yeah. Well, whenever anyone asks.
Yeah.
That's
Who
usually, wins?
Yeah,
Beavers.
Beavers win.
Beavers win.
The research found the dam increased nitrogen removal by 44%
That's
compared to
outstanding.
the river's normal seasonal fluctuations. So this
fluctuations, or is there a
fluxations.
word I need to learn?
No, it's fluxations.
Oh, bad! I'm going to learn that one.
Isn't that a good one?
Fluxations.
Fluxations, right?
Okay, I don't know it.
That's when you have a device in your DeLorean and it works well and at a capacity. It's the fluxation capacitor.
Fluxation capacitor. I know Doc Brown.
You
Hey,
know.
I follow Christopher Lloyd on the on the internet.
You do?
You know how the internet has ways you can follow people?
I haven't heard of this.
Yeah, well, I do one of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
MySpace?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
He was on MySpace,
Okay.
and they opened the Back to Future store.
Christopher Lloyd has a MySpace.
He's got a MySpace,
gotta
and
get
he's
in
like,
there.
he says Great Scott and all sorts of fun things.
that's
He's
so
he's
fun.
actually kind of a fun follow.
I wonder who's in his top 5 friends. Definitely Marty
Marty's got to be there. Well, he and Michael J
are close.
are close.
I know.
I'm telling you, I'm going to buy some Back to the Future gear. I think
you
bought
are?
some. I didn't mean to make this an ad for them.
No,
but
it's fine.
I
You
just
should.
happen to really
You
like.
should.
I happen to really like the movie. So
Yeah,
it was nice to see them. Taking photos and fun.
I know. They're getting older.
They are.
When you see the two of them together, you go, wow, how much time has passed. But I love me some Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, that's something I feel like, since they revisit everything anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. I don't actually want to see those ever again. Those are perfectly done.
Yeah. I hope they don't touch them.
Yeah.
They need to leave them alone. So anyway, before I move on to the next study, because it keeps going, the study of beavers is vast.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dewey, this doctor now, a scientist, is like, I know this isn't a climate change solution. This isn't going to fix the problem. He sees it as a rare bit of hopeful climate news. So he's just saying, I just wanted to share this data, how cool it is. He doesn't expect beavers will reverse global warming or free humanity from its urgent responsibility to reduce emissions, but he thinks they could help buffer some of the short-term impacts. So he's well aware of this not being like, oh, we need to stop. And he's not one of those guys who says, let's grow all the beavers and send them everywhere. You know what? He's not saying that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this is an example
Yeah.
of how Mother Nature has built up her own mechanisms for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is everywhere.
Yeah.
This is just one of millions of different examples of how nature does take care of itself if you don't overdo it, if you don't get in the way.
Yeah.
And really, like the planet will rebalance itself if we just stop overdoing it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been our message all along. It's like
Always.
let's
trust that there is stuff that works a certain way for a reason.
Yeah, well, let's not go killing beavers.
Right.
Let's not go knocking down beaver dams. Let's not get in their way. Let's try to let the beavers live.
Yeah.
But also, just in general, like let's do our best to make less of an impact
On the environment.
on everybody else, everything else. And
Yeah,
that's really what it is.
Yeah,
If we curtail this, we cut back.
Yeah.
Then nature will actually start to rebalance all by itself using tools that are far more impressive than anything we can develop.
Yeah, I think even in scouting, one of the mantras is leave no trace. And I feel like that is something that I learned when I was a young kid and I was in scouts, and then my son was in it and I helped lead for a little while. When I relearned that, I was like, it's just a good mantra to always have with everything is leave no trace. It's just a good idea to not leave evidence of us changing the environment too much, especially when you're in these beautiful nature places. You can visit them, you can look at them, you can admire them, you can camp in them, but it's just so important to take care of them. And if you leave, somebody should come in and go, doesn't look like anyone was here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is great.
It's just a good thing to do.
I learned too much about beavers when I was in
You did in
Boy Scouts.
In Boy Scouts, yeah.
it caused me to leave. Actually,
Yeah, you got out of it.
I was overwhelmed. With the older kids.
Yeah,
how
'cause
how much beaver data I did not need to know.
That's the thing is I think that when you get a little bit older, you become so like fixated on that animal and what it can do that you're going around, you're talking about it, and you're kind of ruining it for the
and
younger
you're like,
minds.
dude, I'm 11.
Yeah, and you're like, you needed to discover the wonder of beavers when you got older.
Yeah,
right.
They're complicated animals.
They are complicated animals, and you weren't ready for that at 11, right,
I
Veronica?
was not.
Right.
No.
I lost complete interest in all of I actually stopped Boy Scouts because I was like, well, this is too much.
It's too much. It's
This is too much beaver talk.
So, as a note to listeners, it's important to let beavers come into your life at the right time, right? They got to come in.
I
right
can't
now.
agree with you more.
Yeah.
I can't agree with you more.
Yeah.
And I hope that we're not talking about beavers too soon.
No, I don't. I think everybody here is ready to learn about their importance. Okay. But you said something about these are things that we should trust in our environment, and that is the perfect segue. You know, Veronica, you love this. You're just smiling and laughing over there. So I just love how much she loves this topic. I knew today would be a real treat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It has been. It has been.
So I actually numbered. This is how prepared I came this week.
Okay.
I had them highlighted, and I actually numbered the articles and stapled them so we wouldn't be up here going, what page? I learned. I'm not going to have another one of these like stacks of 30 pages. And
I'm
we're going,
not going to have Noel ask me a question. I'll be like, which document?
There are 30 pieces of paper up here.
Answer.
And they're all about the same topic.
Yeah.
So every time I flip each side, I'm going, I don't know. So this one, I numbered this for 3, but you said something, and I thought it's the perfect time to talk about it.
We're just going to talk about 3.
Yeah, we're going to talk about 3.
We'll come back to 2.
We'll circle back to 2.
Circle back.
So the name of this article from Scientific American is How Beavers Shaped America from Capitalism to Climate Change.
I got to hear this.
Right?
I got to hear this.
So I don't know if you knew this. This article that they wrote is really more, they're sharing an anecdote, but it's talking about that there's this book that came out called Beaverland. And that's the name. And so I think I got to read this book because I thought I
got to go to Beaverland.
I got to go. I know. I feel like we should take a trip to Beaverland. Yeah. So
I think it'll be a really fun time.
I think we have a great time. And you should come with us because I think everybody can get something out of Beaverland.
I'm going.
Okay, good.
I'm going.
Good. So it says the name of the book, the full title, by the way, is Beaverland, How One Weird Rodent Made America.
Okay.
One weird rodent.
Let's hear this.
We heard
the
industrious rodent, and now we heard the weird rodent.
Weird rodent.
Yeah. So at the start of the article, which I didn't know this until we did the show, it says beavers, you may have noticed, are having a moment.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they were having a moment.
I didn't know they were. I thought we were the ones shedding light on beavers, but it turns out the whole world is paying attention, and they're having a moment.
Beavers I never knew. Well, first of all, I didn't know they were having a moment now, but I never knew they weren't having a moment.
Exactly.
Also, I thought that people were always into beavers.
Yeah. Sorry.
At least some of us.
Yeah, some of us, right? But so this book was written. It says the Los Angeles Times recently called the beaver a superhero.
Really?
Yes. The New York Times has deemed them furry weapons of climate change.
Oh my God.
So they are really having a moment, okay? Wow. Wetlands with beavers are so good at fighting megafires that some researchers have urged the U.S. Forest Service to switch mammal mascots from Smokey Bear to Smokey Beaver. Now, I don't support replacing Smokey Bear because don't mess with Smokey on this show. We said that for a year. Said it for all of 2020, I think. That was one of our tags. Yeah. Don't mess. Because there was a BS article that was like, Smokey taught kids the wrong thing, and so we should get rid of Smokey. And we were furious because we had fond memories of growing up with Smokey the Bear.
Smokey Bear's intentions are wonderful.
Absolutely.
Smokey Bear's the right guy.
He's the right guy.
So many less forest fires because of Smokey the Bear.
Absolutely. And so if you want to add the beaver to the team, fine.
Yeah.
Have Smokey Bear and Industrious Beaver.
Have Baldy the Beaver.
Baldy the Beaver. Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And that would be really cute.
Yeah.
Like he could have a construction hat, and then when he takes it off, he's got a bald head. And it's like, it's Smokey Bear and Bald Beaver.
Yeah.
That's good. I love it. It's so good. So cute, right?
Cute.
So they're having such a great time. And I love you're getting so into this.
I'm so into this.
I am so into this.
I can't get enough.
And doing this,
I cannot get enough.
Doing this
beaver right now.
Yeah, doing this podcast today, I knew when I brought it in, I was like, we're going to have fun with this.
Yeah.
We're going to get excited. So this is what Noel said earlier. He said, we need to trust that the systems in place worked.
Right.
In truth, Western science is merely relearning what North America's indigenous peoples have known for millennia. Yeah. So it's basically saying, like, everybody's getting so excited about how awesome the beaver is. The Blackfeet tribe so venerated beavers' water-creating abilities that they forbade killing them.
Yeah, smart.
Off limits.
Smart.
Right?
Yeah.
And Algonquin tribes consider the great beaver responsible for molding the Connecticut River Valley.
Probably did.
Yes. Beavers fascinate people not only because of their landscaping skills, which they're great at that.
They are so good at
So good.
landscaping.
Yeah.
I had some issues going on in my backyard with a fountain that I just could not get. I just couldn't make it work right.
You couldn't make it work right.
Yeah, yeah.
And
There
then-
was no like the plant life around it. The way it was a disaster.
And you called
And
beavers?
the touches, the flourishes that they chose.
Oh,
You
that's
wouldn't
amazing.
believe it.
That's amazing.
You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. So everybody gets fascinated with them because they can landscape. But because of their anatomical oddities, their scaly tails, their burnt orange teeth, their webbed hind feet, and dexterous hands.
Yeah.
Okay. But this was one thing that it's a little gross. It's a little gross, but it's also fascinating.
Before you go there,
Okay.
isn't it interesting how the craziest animals all have kind of similar tails?
Yeah,
Like
it's
the,
true.
Like the platypus and the
duck-billed
beaver are
platypus.
sort of buddies.
They are.
You know, but one's kind of duckish.
Yeah.
Ducks and beavers.
Beavers and ducks came back.
gosh.
They really do have a connection.
It means something.
It means something. The guy who made
It all
that
comes
cartoon.
back to the number 5.
the guy who made that cartoon was trying to get to you, and it
was.
took literally 30 years.
30 years.
for you to go.
Oh my God.
And finally, in his in the afterlife, he's going. He understands.
He gets it.
He'll spread the word.
I will. Because the weirdest animal in Australia is definitely a platypus.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's possible the weirdest animal here is a beaver.
Yeah, I think so.
That's so cool.
So cool. So
Just saying.
I'm glad you said that. So anyway, this is a little bit weird. I didn't know this.
Let's get weird.
Okay, this is weird. So medieval Europeans prized beaver's fatty tail meat as forest cod. That was the nickname of it. That's not the weird part. So some indigenous...
Sad part, though.
Yeah, it's sad. That they called it forest cod and they ate them. Luckily, that doesn't happen anymore.
Okay, good.
But this is the weird part. Some indigenous tribes fashioned their... oh, no. Again, another interesting fact and then the weird thing.
Guys, I promise you, this is going to get weird.
It's going to get weird. So this was another interesting thing that doesn't happen anymore. But indigenous tribes fashioned their teeth into dice and used their scalpulae as digging tools. Oh. So they were a big part of like making stuff.
Well, look,
I'm okay with it when it's like the native people.
Like if you're if you're using all the parts of the animal, then I don't know.
Yeah, it's part of the circle of life.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. So, but this is the part. The thing that was most coveted was their castor sacs, the scent glands of the beaver. Their castor sacs.
Is that near the butt?
Yes.
Okay.
Which with beavers mark their territory. So they have these things called castor sacs, and Aesop.
A lot of animals do.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of, you'll see lots of different, like cats will blast like crazy.
Yeah. And so they have castor sacs, and in Aesop's fables, he confused the beaver's castor sac as testicles. So he mistook it for that. That's about where they're placed, I guess.
Yeah.
So the Romans believed castoreum, which is what comes from the castor sac, capable of curing ailments from constipation to gout, and the substance castoreum still scents perfumes and occasionally flavors some foods today.
Wow, we're getting beaver flavor in our foods?
Yeah, and it's going to really surprise you what castoreum is in.
Okay.
Although its culinary use has dwindled dramatically in recent decades. It's not used much. But if you like raspberry, strawberry, or vanilla ice cream and vanilla pudding, you may have eaten beaver castoreum.
I'd like to think I have.
You have. We've all had a little beaver castoreum.
I actually like to eat beaver.
I do too, and I do too. I mean, the thing is as long as it's well maintained and taken care of, and that we're not threatening the populations, and it's done in a very kind way, I guess, to get it, I would say by all means eat all that beaver you can.
Eat as much beaver as you
absolutely.
Just be responsible about it.
Be responsible about it. That's the key.
We're not very responsible people these days in the world. We got to be more responsible.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. But no, give me the vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, give it to me.
Give me that castor sack.
Give me that castor sack. No, it's
actually
I'm okay with it if it's done in a by the way, they did call out. They said it's used less and less in culinary. It's obviously something that was used for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And now it's really dwindled. So they are taking care to not remove these castor sacs, but it's still in a lot of foods that we've had.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it
is what it is.
We probably could put this on the same list as a lot of other
fishing,
animals,
cows. As long as things are done sustainably.
Yes, are you keeping exactly?
Yes.
Are we putting them in little tiny
cages. And ripping their castor sacs off and
laughing at them while they rip off their beaver sack?
Yeah, and you're like, and they're looking at you like
why are you so mean to me?
I'm an industrious rodent.
Weird rodent with the padded
with a
scaly tail.
Yeah. So anyway, the article goes on then how it mentioned the capitalism aspect. It just said, let's not forget that beaver pelts were the most popular thing in the world in America, when our market started to grow. So beavers really shaped a lot of the economy in this country.
What was Davy Crockett's hat made of? No, that was different. That was
raccoon.
Raccoon.
He had a raccoon hat.
Yeah.
Which by all means.
Kill as many of those as you want.
those sons of guns. Oh man, they're cute, but they will wreck your trash in your garden. And we actually have a whole family of raccoons that are in our backyard all the time. And they're getting bold, man. They're coming out, and I'm like, get out of here. And they just look at me like, you wish.
You need a paint.
You wish we would.
You need a paintball gun.
I know I need.
Oh my god.
That way you don't kill them.
Yeah.
But you just scare them.
And then they think,
out of them.
and then they think, I can't come around here no more.
You got to teach them that it hurts.
Yeah. So
see how environmentally friendly we are.
Yes, absolutely. So we will circle back to
That's fascinating.
It's fascinating, right?
Yeah.
About the history.
Castor sacks.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this goes on. That was about the streams. And this kind of circles back. It was just another article. And what's so crazy is all these articles were from 2022 when that article said beavers are having a moment right now. Beavers are all the rage.
Beavers are the rage.
Yeah. So when it comes to transforming their environment, beavers have a lot in common with humans. They clear cut trees and build dams to block streams, in the process radically altering the world around them. Now, it appears that beavers play a complex role in climate change, too. Studies suggest that beaver dams and the sediments corralled behind them sequester carbon. There's some interesting stuff in this. Temporarily keeping greenhouse gases containing the element out of the atmosphere. But when the animals abandon these sites, the carbon leaks back out, contributing to global warming. So we can't let the beavers leave. No, I'm just kidding.
That's honestly where I was going. I was like, well, so what are you saying?
What are you saying? Yeah, I know, exactly. This was one
the beavers can't move on to another place?
Yeah, basically, it's
they
like
can't take their family and go to Wisconsin?
Well, everybody, we're moving out. And they're like, you can't leave. You got to sequester this
but
carbon
there's gold in California.
forever.
You know?
We're moving to California. There's gold. And I got teeth to dig. But anyway, so this is some of the interesting facts. And again, we're a mature show. So mature.
If there's anything we've proven today,
is how mature we are.
it's that we are the most mature.
So this is some of the data that I really wanted to share, and it's really for adults. Okay, I got to set it up a little bit here. Okay,
let's hear it.
Before Europeans settled in North America, as many as 400 million beavers inhabited an area covering about 15 million square kilometers, about 60% of the continent.
Wow.
The wetlands that form behind their dams, as well as the floodplains that they groom nearby, provide habitat for many creatures. And although many ecologists are familiar with the biodiversity boosting aspects of beaver activity, fewer are aware of beavers' role in carbon sequestration. So that was the study, and that was a study done by Ellen Wall, a geoscientist at Colorado State University, Fort Collins. So they're talking about this is some interesting data because the water table is elevated behind an intact beaver dam. Oh. That might be the person to fix the heating.
Oh, we may as well check on it.
Might as well check on it. I mean, I can always cut it out.
We can vamp.
Yeah, we can vamp for a little.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, just to see what's needed.
We'll do a simultaneous vamp while that's
vamp,
also...
vamp. Well, we can talk about, we named our beaver, right?
Yeah.
It's Charlie.
Charlie was the.
Oh, it looks like we might have gotten a gift.
What?
That's amazing.
This is incredible.
Thank you.
We got a gift?
We got a gift from the building.
Oh.
Is it our pie?
Oh,
I
man.
don't know what it is.
I can't wait to see what it is. Should we open it on the show?
Let's open it on the show.
Let's open it on the show. Why not?
So, are we gonna cut this out, or are we gonna just leave the thing going?
Well, what do you think?
I think you should leave
Just in case it's uncomfortable, we'll pretend
yeah.
like
we
just got a gift. Oh,
that
what a
was
wonderful.
from the building
Management.
management and
Property
engineer was the one I dropped it off right now.
Oh,
It's another new engineer in the
Yes.
building. That's just
So it
You're
says
so
the
nice.
fourth engineer that we've had.
it says Happy
He's the best?
Thanksgiving. It says Happy Thanksgiving on the box, and the box brand name says I like pie.
I like pie. Oh, look at these little pies.
Okay,
We got a
guys.
whole selection of pies,
So-
a whole suite of
Yeah,
pies,
look at
a
that.
fleet
So
of pies.
sweet.
That's to say sorry that it's 85 degrees in your office. That's what that is.
Also,
Happy Thanksgiving.
I think because if you guys remember last year,
Yes.
somehow we were left off the list by accident.
Oh, so they made sure.
They might have been like, you know what, last year they were left off the list by accident. So this year they gave us not just one,
but a whole
they gave
box.
us a fleet.
Yeah. Okay.
pies.
You know,
So
I
that was
think
very nice of our building.
I think we should email them and say we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the pies.
Yeah.
We loved it.
We
Thank you.
loved it.
Thank you for bringing it.
And
to
I'm
us.
sorry I keep parking in your parking spot. That's the other thing we should say. Noel apologizes for parking.
Yeah.
Always parking in your place.
I actually thought leaving this in was pretty cute. Us getting the box. We can
yeah.
make a decision afterwards.
No,
I
let's
guess,
leave it
but,
in.
yeah.
Look, you know, I don't care.
Okay, I don't care either. So, I mean, look, the most important thing about the show today, pie aside, is beavers. But you got to take a moment to have pie.
Here's the thing.
You have to.
You have to.
Between beavers and pie, I can say that
Yeah.
this has been a fulfilling show.
Absolutely. I feel like we are educating, inspiring, and
Motivating?
Motivating.
Yeah.
Motivating the world.
I feel like we should motivate more of the world to appreciate beavers and pie.
I think you're right. What if we opened a shop?
Let's open a beaver pie shop.
Beaver pie shop. Yeah. Beavers and pie.
Let's call it Beavers and Pie.
Oh, we're going to make millions.
I can't believe how many people are going to want to come to our shop.
So many people.
They're going to come to our shop constantly.
Constantly.
They
It'll
won't
be a
stop
line.
coming to our shop.
They'll be coming day and night. This is I love it when we come up with these inventions together.
It's so good.
So good. So as I was saying,
like beavers make us come up with inventions
they do
all the time.
all the time. And actually, I don't know if you guys agree, but we should maybe consider getting a beaver mascot for the office.
Okay.
Like a stuffed one.
Like a stuffed?
A
stuffed beaver.
Yeah, the Biofriendly beaver.
Biofriendly beaver.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fun.
I want us to get a stuffed beaver.
Yeah. Okay.
For our office.
So, Veronica, that's a note. I want you to start looking online at stuffed beavers.
Jacob, what's so funny? Jacob, what's so funny? I don't understand why you would be laughing. This is a very cute animal.
I'm thinking about all the cute things
cuteness
that we've come up with. A man can only contain himself for so long,
That's
and
true.
eventually,
Beavers are very exciting.
very exciting. So the subject excites me, but I'm going to get to the data now.
Data.
Okay.
Let's go data.
Okay.
No more pies.
No more pies.
We love pies.
Back to beaver.
No more
Yeah.
distracting beaver talk.
Right,
Let's
exactly.
get to the
Yes.
fundamentals.
Yes,
The beaver
absolutely.
fundamentals.
Okay. Because the water table is elevated behind an intact beaver dam,
Mm-hmm.
oxygen can't get too much of the wood and other organic matter buried in sediments there, so it decomposes more slowly. So this is where it gets interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you guys to listen to this sentence and just hear the data. Okay?
I'm listening.
In
My
fact,
eyes are closed.
Okay. In fact, the scientist Wool says wood buried in soggy beaver meadows can last about 600 years. Longer than a typical log that falls in the forest. So if you bury if you bury your wood in a soggy beaver meadow, it can last for 600 years.
I mean, that's impressive.
That's very impressive.
By any metric, that's an
Yeah.
impressive amount of time.
Yeah, so if wood is just out there in the middle of nowhere in the woods, it doesn't last that long. Not at all. Yeah, so
No.
remarkable, right?
No, well, I think this is tremendous.
Yeah, it's tremendous.
This is the secret to allowing wood to last longer.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And-
Because
and produce less carbon.
and sequestering more
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
longer time. Because it says, but so this is the issue we're having when the water table drops and the soil dries out, decomposition begins to release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So here we've sequestered all this carbon. It's staying in the wetlands,
Yeah.
and it's sequestered for 600 years.
So what you're basically saying is, once you've got a beaver,
You gotta
don't let it go.
Yeah, don't let it go. You gotta hold on
You've
to
got
it.
to force that beaver to stay there.
Yes, and say, yeah, I know. It
And
does
worse.
sound. I feel like that's the angle of this article. So
Yeah.
they're like, don't let him go. No, it's
Yeah.
just saying how crucial they are.
They're
Again.
crucial. I think
Crucial.
everybody agrees.
Yeah.
Beaver's the best.
Yeah. So in a work published last year,
Beavers
Wool,
are the best.
They
Oh,
are.
I'm sorry.
Wool and her colleagues found that the sediment upstream of active beaver dams in the park contained about 12% carbon by weight, most of it locked in wood.
Yeah.
It's always locked in wood.
Right.
But in research to be
really
published,
is.
in a forthcoming issue of Geophysical Research Letters, Wool reports that on average, only 3.3% of the sediments in abandoned beaver meadows is carbon. Okay? That's a big difference. Today, abandoned beaver meadows contain about 736,000 metric tons of stored carbon, about 8% of the total stored in the soils of these watersheds.
Okay.
Okay? So it's just basically saying, but if all the beaver dams were occupied with their wetlands intact, not letting the environment dry up, whatever,
Yep.
her previous data suggests that beaver meadows would be storing about 23% of the landscape's soil carbon, an estimated 2.7 million metric tons of organic carbon. So really this is a plea more than anything to protect the wetlands,
Yeah.
to not let them dry up.
So this is this is I think where I'm totally
Torn?
I think I'm gonna explain. I
Okay,
think I
okay.
do my best to explain the difference between the joke we made earlier, which is let the beavers move, gold rush in California.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they
yeah.
want to.
Yeah, how
Not-
we were laughing when we said, go where they please.
Right. Beavers, like most of us,
Yeah.
they love their home.
Yeah, absolutely.
They
want
like
to stay.
They like their
want to
home.
stay.
They want to be in their home, right?
yeah.
But if your home doesn't have what is needed for you to survive, well, then you have to move. Right? If they close down the factory and there's no jobs, well,
Right.
you can't stay in your home. You got to
Yeah.
find a new home.
Yeah, they're not different than us.
Right.
If the town dries up, there's no water. It's not, the resources are gone. They got to get out.
Right. So if we do things that then remove the wetlands,
Yeah.
then those beavers have to move to California because they need an opportunity. They're not digging for gold because they want to leave home.
No.
They're digging for gold because they got to support their
They
family.
got to support their family.
So
Exactly.
what the plea here is let's not do things that divert water to other places.
That's really what they're talking about here.
Yeah.
Is they're going. They're such a huge part of the ecosystem, and if they keep leaving the area because the area is getting wrecked,
Right.
then we're going to have a problem. They're doing a great job sequestering carbon. They're doing a great job, like that earlier study about the streams,
Right.
and all the neutralizing the nitrogen
Right.
and things like that.
Well, and you can see how massive the population was when we weren't messing with the water, right?
Like it literally
there were
said how
beavers
much of the
everywhere.
continent it was
Right.
everywhere.
So we it would be good to have
Yeah.
that back, to have
Yeah.
more beavers working hard, doing their industrious,
Agreed.
weird work.
They're industrious, weird rodents.
Making dams and keeping those dams up and enjoying their life in their wetland homes. So this is the plea. I think it's a fair plea.
a fair plea.
I think that's good. I think we could really help the environment. This is another example of let's try to mess with the environment less if we can.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's like where you put a road somewhere and then the people are there, and once you've got a road there and the people there, well, now you need to move the water there, and that's sort of, it's one thing leads to another.
Yeah.
I think that if we did a better job of going to where the water already
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
and trying to
Yeah.
I don't know, work life that way.
I saw a really interesting cartoon. I think I shared it on our socials, and it was a picture of it was like a hand drawn 4 little panels, right? And the first one was a stream and a forest.
Yeah.
And then you saw people diverting the stream in a certain direction, and then you saw them building, and then the last one was like the town's flooded, and they're like, why? You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, because you built where you probably weren't supposed to build. You know what I mean? You chose an area that water naturally went through, and you moved everything around. And then when the rain comes and there's flooding and whatnot, you're stunned. You're like, why would this happen here?
We talked about this in Pakistan.
Yes.
Pakistan.
Yes.
I don't know how you say it.
No, you
I'm
say
I'm trying to work on my pronouncing to
Yeah.
say things the way people want you to say them, and I'm really not good at it yet. I got to work on
I'm going to double down on pronouncing it wrong, so
Okay.
we'll balance each other
Okay,
out.
sounds good.
Sounds good.
But like that valley that was flooded and everybody had to get out of there or died.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the water goes. That's a
That's it.
floodplain.
Yeah.
That's where the water's gonna go.
Yeah.
But people are like, well, yeah, but there's moisture, there's water here. It's really nice. It's fertile land. We want to be here. And they keep rebuilding the city where the water's gonna go naturally. You're right. It's us, man. That's people.
That's people.
Yeah.
But so we can actually just kind of wrap it up there. I had the 4th article in case I needed more, but this last article is really just kind of highlighting like how they help the planet, and I think we've covered a lot of that.
I think if people don't believe that beavers help the planet,
then they
after
don't,
this podcast,
then they haven't been paying attention.
then they're never going to love beavers.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And we're not going to give them any pie.
They don't get any pie. They don't get any beavers.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Leave our store.
We get to keep them to ourselves. Beavers and pie.
Yeah.
So yeah, the end of this show, there's a lot of great stuff, and I think we need to check out. I do want to read that book Beaverland because I want to learn all I possibly can, and we should visit there.
I'm in.
Actually, I don't know if it's a real place. I mean, in our hearts it is, but I think they're saying like America in fact is Beaverland.
Well, welcome to Beaverland.
Welcome to Beaverland. Welcome to Beaverland, guys. Wasn't that a great, enlightening topic?
I mean, the fact that we spent the whole time talking about beavers and we got pie.
We got pie out of the process. I'm thrilled.
This
one's going to go down in the record books.
We're going to go
So, is there any closing thoughts before we get to our tags and we wrap it up? Are we feeling pretty good?
We're feeling pretty good. Yeah. I think maybe I did. I did a little earlier. I feel like maybe just reiterating that nature's going to help us out if we stop getting in its way.
Give me a Goldblum from Jurassic Park where he says, nature
Life
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
finds a way.
that's it. Yeah. Life finds a way.
Yeah, we just got to stop stopping it.
You gotta stop stopping.
Got to stop stopping the beavers.
Yeah.
Let the beavers free.
Let the beavers free.
Let the beavers just take over.
Yeah. Let the beavers take over.
Let the beavers take over.
Tag?
Yes.
That's a tag. We're getting near the end of the year, so this is
This
where
will
we
be a
usually.
short one.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Is like when we add a tag at the end of the year, we usually do a lot because it gets funnier by the
Free the
time.
beavers.
Free the beavers.
Yes.
Okay, free the beavers.
Yes.
Okay, we're adding that after whoever's last one. I think I'm the last one because I
Might be
say.
me. I think it's. I
Oh,
think
it's
I have
you.
one that I didn't ever never
Yes.
remember.
And
but
I always
won't.
forget mine, which is we assume on this show. That's one of my
Right.
nearest the
Yes.
end. Okay.
And I say something about ducks. I think in beavers.
Oh, you say ghosts?
Ghosts are scary.
No.
Ghosts are cool.
No.
Ghosts are sexy.
So then we'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
So let's get there. We are before we get to these, please share the podcast.
Share the podcast.
Tell people, go to iTunes and comment and give us stars and tell people about what you learned about beavers today.
Yeah. Do you have friends who have no idea what they're doing when they see a beaver?
Yeah. If you have a good friend,
Would you like them to learn and
who
find out?
is clueless about beavers, you should send them this
They could
episode.
understand how you take
Yeah.
care of a beaver properly.
Yeah. And if you're leaving the Scouts, you're older.
Older.
And it's time to learn.
And it's time to learn about beavers.
Before you enter the world, you need to learn.
Yeah.
This is
I
the
think
episode.
Don't confront a beaver before you know what you're doing with the beaver.
Absolutely.
Because
It'll bite
they
you.
are feisty.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
got to be careful.
They'll if you don't take care of the beaver will take care of you.
Agreed. Yeah. So, true words have never been spoken. So you need to follow us on all of our socials. You can find us everywhere. Biofriendly Planet. We're on every platform. Tell your friends. We can't do this show without the support of an audience, and we want to keep growing and kicking butt. So stay with us. And with that, I will say we are your beacon of light in a gloomy environment.
Jacob's brain is constantly rebuilding itself.
And don't be environmentally gimmicky.
This guy's got bubbles.
And featuring Todd Water Socks.
Take the W and move on.
We assume on this show.
Ghosts are sexy.
Free the beavers.
Free the beavers.
The little pre-reminder from
helped.
Ronnie,
It helped.
that was massive.
It helped. It was a big deal. So send us
Do you know
home.
what makes it harder?
What?
Is that because we change the tags every year,
Yeah.
it's actually a really good brain exercise.
It is a good brain exercise.
Because I get to this part of the year and I almost wanted to say carefully avoiding neonicotinoids.
Yes, and that's from 2019, I think.
I know.
Which is crazy.
But just like
Carefully avoiding
but
neonicotinoids.
you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta remember what's
You gotta
this
remember
year.
what
We're now.
year.
We're
Is
not
it-
in 2019.
It is a good skill. It is a good thing to hone. Take us home, Ronnie. What are you going to say?
Oh, oh my
Perfect. Thank you, everybody.
I get
Have a
it.
great
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
God. Have a lovely time. I forgot mine.
It's the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.